Hi everyone, it's Lynnea, and today I have a video using some products from Erin Lee Creative. I'm going to be using the Holy Cow stamp set, which is new. In addition to some older products, I'm going to use the Love You Forever die, the wreath stencil, and the plaid background. So I'm starting off with my plaid background, and this card is actually inspired by Erin's card that she did for the new release. I love how she paired the cow with the plaid, so I thought I would do that, but I wanted to add another element on top. So I'm starting out with some gray ink, and I realized that I need to re-ink my ink pad because it took me quite a while to ink this up. The only gray ink pad that I have is too dark for what I wanted. So what I did was I stamped it off on a piece of copy paper, and then I used the second generation stamp on my background here. And I did actually end up repeating this process to give it kind of like a mid-gray color. So I'm moving on to the wreath stencil here, and I'm using some Peacock Feathers Distress Oxide ink. And I chose the oxide ink because I wanted it to sit on top of my background and not really show through. And since these oxide inks are opaque and not translucent like a regular dye, that's why I reached for that. And I really thought that this, the peacock feathers would play well with the sunflowers in the cow's head. So that's my background there, and I actually ended up creating two because I couldn't decide if I wanted to do the cow or the sunflower, and so I decided just to do both. So today I'm coloring with alcohol markers, and I'm using my Spectrum Noir markers. Mainly, I'm using the Tri-Blend markers. These have a light, a medium, and a dark shade all in one marker, and you just kind of take the marker apart in segments. So dark is at one end, light at the other, and then there's a medium in the middle. I did have to pull in a couple other colors because I don't have like the perfect dark yellow color in these Tri-Blend markers. So I pulled in some other markers, and I kind of left the caps there when I did. And it is super rainy here today, and the light kept going in and out, and I think that messed with the focus on my camera, so I do apologize that this is a tad bit out of focus. And then you're going to see here in a little bit, I'm going to be putting the marker caps on my paper, and the shadows are just so terrible. I apologize for that, but hopefully you can kind of see and get the gist of what I'm doing. So for this one, I started out with the light green blend marker, and I actually thought that it was too light. So I went back over it with the dull green, and that guy gave me that like olivey green that I was looking for. So you can color your cow however you want. I do love brown cows and like those tan cows, but I decided to color this little guy black with, I'm gonna leave the front of his face white. So when I color black, I don't just use just a pure black marker. I do it in shades of gray. So here I'm using Copics because I have those in the gray colors, and I'm using this is N8 as my dark color. My mid-tone will be N6, and my light will be N4. And I'm just doing basic blending. I start with the darkest, then move to my mid, and then to my light. I know that's not the correct way to color. The correct way is to do the light and then the medium, then the dark, back to the medium and back to the light. But I find that my blends are good enough for what I'm looking for, doing dark to medium to light, and it's quicker for me. So for the little horns here, I'm using another blend marker, the brown gray. And again, just doing the dark, the medium, and the light just to get some shading. And when I do my shading with these images, I just kind of go around with my darkest marker around the lines. I find that's the easiest way. So for this little sunflower, I'm going to color it the same way as I did the flowers that were on the cow's face on the other one. And I'm just kind of, see how there's like those dark little slashes in the middle of the sunflower? I'm just going to put some dark marker all around that. Okay, so now that my coloring is done, it's time to pull my cards together. And I wanted to have on this card just a little something around the side. I had originally planned to put the cow's head on and chop it off, and then I thought, no, it just wasn't what I wanted. So instead, I decided to let the right side of the cow hang off onto the right side of my card. So I added some peacock feathers ink onto the right-hand side there. For my sunflower card, I'm going to be using the Love You Forever die, and I cut 3 of them and I'm gonna stack them up, but I wanted my top one to be shiny. So what I did was I left the die into the paper and I just pressed my Versamark ink pad into it and added some clear embossing powder. And you can see here when I shine it in the light, it gives just some dimension and some shine that I really love. I wanted some more sparkle, of course, so I have my Sparkdom Noir clear overlay pen, and I'm just going to add some sparkle to the flowers and the leaves. And those are my 2 cards. I hope you enjoyed them. For more still photos and information, you can head over to my blog or to the Erin Lee Creative blog, and I hope I will see you guys next time. Bye!